Hi, everybody. This is Donna Girl. How are you today? It is March 1st, and I'm so happy that it's March. I could just jump for joy because that means the weather will start getting warmer. And it has been a little chilly where I live, so I'm looking forward to some warmer weather. Anyhow, today I am going to channel the Arcturians, who I've been working with a few years now, definitely at least 6 years, I guess. And the Arcturians started incarnating on this planet, according to my guides, after World War II. They started coming in after World War II. There was a call that was put out in the universe for ETs to come to Earth to incarnate, to help humans heal, and to help them come into the new age. Essentially, the Arcturians are midwives for the ascension, because they're very, very evolved, highly evolved, and they're great healers. So many of them that came in, this is their first life, possibly their second life, and they've incarnated as doctors, dentists, massage therapists, nurses. They tend to go into the healing arts, and I have met a few. I will say this, though. Some of the Arcturians that have incarnated have taken on pretty difficult lifetimes, pretty difficult family situations, the emotional trauma running through the family lines has been very deep. And unlike me, I've incarnated here since Lemuria, so I am used to this place. I am so used to it. All the dysfunction, all the craziness. I've been martyred. I've been through it. But I'm used to it. I know what to expect when I incarnate here. But the Arcturians, some of them, I feel, have had a very difficult time. I think that for some of them, their mission was harder than they thought it would be, especially the healing. And some of them have gotten stuck where they can't really progress or transcend all of the emotional drama and trauma in their bloodlines, in their DNA. So they're just kind of stuck. I've met a few that have not been able to, a couple that have not been able to completely heal. Hey, Luis, how are you? Nice to see you. So the Arcturians are amazing healers, but I think some of them have really taken off a lot, maybe bit off more than they could chew. Possibly. I feel like I bit off more than I could chew in this lifetime, but now I'm coming to a place of stability and joy and happiness. However, I did notice last week I got extremely triggered and I got very angry. And there's a couple of things that make me angry, and one of them is a pet peeve of mine is when people don't do their jobs correctly or they screw up and they don't take responsibility for it. And I do expect top quality work if I'm paying top quality dollar. And so I had an incident where I got some new lenses put in some old frames that were in perfect condition, and they scratched my frames. And I complained about it, and they didn't want to do anything about it. They painted over it, like spray painted it. And I'm like, this is not acceptable. And I had to go to the manager of the shop, and I got no satisfaction. And then I went to her boss, and finally they gave me back 25% because I dropped a lot of money. But I was observing my reaction, and I think it was a little bit out of line. I think I got a little bit too angry. I mean, it's just basically a pair of eyeglasses. But I realize what really triggers my anger is when I feel like I'm going into poverty, when I'm spending so much money that my resources are getting low and I feel like I'm not going to have enough. And I realized that that is what causes my anger. It's, when I have a lot of cash or I have surplus money, little things don't tick me off, especially when it affects my bank account. But if things are going into a situation where I'm feeling lack, then yeah, I get very upset when it affects my finances. And I just noticed that, and I thought, wow, I need to heal this. This is not good. So I'm bringing in the Arcturians today to heal all these wayward emotions, such as anger and even rage. People have rage. They have such deep-seated rage, and it's so hidden, you know, and it really needs to come up for healing for most people. But the Arcturians are good at working with that. So anyhow, it's just something to be aware of. Observe what triggers you, what triggers your anger, your grief, your envy. So basically there's two things that trigger me. One is when people rip me off and, you know, basically they don't fix what they screwed up, especially in a shop or a professional setting. I expect A+ work, you know, and sometimes I don't get that. And the other thing that really does make me angry are crazy drivers, really disrespectful and dangerous drivers. That upsets me. So I feel like when I'm healed, I won't be triggered by either. I'll be in the place where like, oh, okay, they just cut me off and almost killed me, but I'm okay with it. Actually, I call in the angels every time I go driving, so I feel protected. But I'm realizing that I still have to heal this anger that I have that rears its ugly head sometimes. And I definitely have, I used to have a little bit of a temper. So comes out now and then, but not too often, thank God. Anyhow, so we are going to channel the Arcturians, and or I am, I guess. You're welcome to bring them in too if you'd like. And also I wanted to show you this. This is a piece of jewelry by my friend Reena Joshi, but I wanted to show you this because she designed it to bring in galactic energies. So if you sense anything or feel anything from this piece of jewelry, please write a comment down. I figured I would wear it today since I'm bringing in the galactics, say, the ETs. And Reena is a very gifted healer. She's an artist. She makes jewelry, and she paints these amazing paintings. And she's a very gifted writer. She's kind of a Renaissance woman, you know. I think I'm artistic, but then I look at people like Reena and I'm like, you're just dabbling. You are just a dilettante. So, but that's okay. Anyhow, so without further ado, I'm going to bring in the Arcturians. They're going to do some healing work. So if you can, take a moment to just breathe and relax and get into a relaxed state. It also helps if you pull your selenite. If you have any selenite, pull it out. Selenite is the most exquisite crystal. It's the highest vibrating stone on the planet. It's the second highest vibrating organic matter on the planet. The only thing that's higher is a rose. But this is the highest vibrating stone. It's a direct link to the angelic realm, and if you want to bring in your ETs, your angels, your guides, if you want them to have full access to this dimension and help you expand and extend your energy, this will help. This brings in their energies. It amps it up big time, and it can bring in massive healing. So get yourself some selenite. Okay, so I'm gonna get started, and I don't know how long we'll go. We'll see, but we'll bring in the Arcturians. And by the way, I have seen the Arcturians, and the ones I saw two different varieties. One looked like little blue smurfs, very cute. They were like the worker bees. And then I saw these tall, thin Arcturians. They were bluish in color, and they were bald, and they were very thin and tall. I think they have 3 fingers instead of 5. I think they just have like 3 fingers, but I didn't really see their hands up close anyhow. And they were in the spirit world. They weren't physical. That'd be kind of crazy if you saw a tall, thin being walking down the street with 3 fingers, but they probably are walking down the street with like human masks. Okay, so here we go. At this time, I would like to call in my highest and best healing and channeling guides. I'd like to call in the archangels, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Gabriel. I ask for 10,000 warrior protection angels in this space and around my field and around the field of anyone who watches this video. We're asking for complete protection from any outside interferences, block all negative entities, energies, and thought forms from entering our spaces. And if anything's released by anyone watching this video, I ask that the angels take it to source and transmute it into light. I ask Jesus to overlight and oversee this session. Make sure that my words are clear, accurate, truthful, loving, and healing. And we thank all the guides for being here. And lastly, I call in my team of Arcturians who has worked with me for several years, mainly healing my heart chakra and healing me. They work with me on the other realms of consciousness. I ask them to come in with the best healing for the individuals who will be watching or who are watching this video. I ask that you come in to my body and take over my voice and energy field. Yes, it has been a while, but we are very pleased to make contact once again. We are the Arcturian team that works with you directly for your healing. And we would like to say a word or two before we progress with the healing. We are very happy to work with humans. It is very interesting for us to do this work as it takes us into some unexpected realms of consciousness and unexpected situations. And sometimes we have to come up with solutions to problems that we never anticipated. And so working with humans is a challenge, but also it is a reward. And we are very pleased to have this opportunity to work with you all. We are, it is true, coming into the human life force, not just the body. We do work with humans multidimensionally, but there is a main focus on the current physical incarnation, because this incarnation is the one that is grounded or on the earth plane in material, physical union with the earth at this time. And this is the incarnation that is going through the physical process of ascension. However, we are also working with the humans, other incarnations, because as a situation comes up, for instance, the anger that you felt this week, it is triggered, or it triggers other lifetimes where you have experienced deep anger, and it also ties into childhood memories where you are experiencing anger. And so all of these memories, nay, multidimensional realities, incarnations, come up at once. And when you call us in to work with you, we work with whatever pops in as a direct result of the emotions that you are feeling. Now, we as Arcturians are certainly not as emotional as human beings. And it is true that we do have a sense of humor, but we would say it is more a quiet sense of humor. In fact, our whole reality, this team, which is coming through, exists in a plane that is quiet, with muted colors and tones and harmony all around. And this is what we prefer. It is quite jarring for us when we take on human bodies to be in such a loud environment. It is shocking to our subtle bodies and our systems, and it is quite an adjustment, let's say, for an Arcturian to take on a human body. And it is almost as if the Arcturian souls who have incarnated here need padding around them, or some type of field around them, a protective field that will block certain noises, because noise, of course, is a very strong energy. It was the first energy in the universe, and it can unlock, it can be very healing, or it can be very disruptive, depending on how it is used. And on the earth plane, most of the noises, the traffic, the noise from the TV, the stereos, the car exhausts, tend to be very disruptive and pollutive. That is not a word, but it causes pollution in our bodies. The team that is working with Donna Carroll, currently we are not incarnated upon your planet. We work in the ethers, and we work with those souls who have decided before they incarnated that they wanted to work with us so that we could bring more healing energy into their body, mind, and spirit as they go through the physical process of ascension. We would like to give you the opportunity to work with us directly as well. And if you decide that you would like to do this, we will be channeled into your field, and you can start working with us pronto. We like to work with human beings at night. So if you have an issue that's popping up, maybe you have a sore elbow, maybe you have an obsessive compulsive thought, whatever it is that is bugging you, we ask that you call us in your dream state and ask us to work on the physiological cause of the problem, and we will get right on it. And yes, we do all types of healing work, emotional, mental, and physical. And we particularly like working with the structures of the body. We are very good at putting bones back into place, or rewiring worn out neurons, that type of thing. And there are other ETs that do healing work, but their approach is different, although still viable. And so sometimes we bring in other teams of ETs that can do some specialty work better than we. We are not shy, and we are not afraid to give up our work to another race that can do it better. We have no problems with that, and we always observe, and we are always ready to learn. And it is exciting to be working with humans, as they are full of surprises, as we have mentioned before. So my name, as you would say in the English language, is Ion. Ion. That is the closest word that we can say. And so on and coming into your reality, and I am here with my team, and there are 7 of us. We are surgeons, etheric surgeons, and we work with the physical ramifications of the emotional upsets in the body. Today we are going to work with healing you emotionally. And so we are going to come into your vital organs. We are going to come into your brain mass, your liver, your stomach, your lungs, your heart, your spleen, your pancreas, your intestines. We are going into the vital organs, because sometimes, as the channel has mentioned before, there is a vibrational mismatch between the vibrations in the different organs. And so we are here to bring in homeostasis, or balance, or a better working relationship between the organs, which get off balance because of the pollution in your environment. When we talk about pollution, we are not just talking about carbon monoxide from the cars or factories We are also talking about pesticides, herbicides. We are talking about chemicals in your food that you ingest. And we are talking about the noise and the electricity. You live in a very polluted environment on all fronts. Chemtrails, the list goes on and on. And so the human being is constantly filtering out these pollutants and trying to get by the best they can. However, if you lived in a beautiful, serene, natural, non-polluted earth, you would notice that your mood, your thinking, everything would be elevated. Your thinking would be clear. Your mood would be more loving and more serene. And so ultimately, we are patching up humans as best as we can, but ultimately what needs to happen is that humans need to be born into a pristine, clean, natural environment, and their bloodlines need to be cleared of all the trauma, the sexual abuse, the incest, the drunkenness, the alcohol abuse, the battery, the assault, the violence that runs through all human bloodlines. If you go back far enough, this must be cleared out. And this is why we took on human bodies, some of us, so that we could hasten this process. So enough speaking on my behalf. I want you to say that I am grateful for the opportunity to serve. And we ask that you receive us. We are going to come into your heart, and then we are going to spread out into the rest of your vital organs. So at this time, we ask that you open your hearts to our love and our healing energy. And at this time, we call in the best, the highest, and the most evolved Arcturians, Arcturian teams to work with you. And we come into your heart at this time. And please accept our energy. Amen. We are observing the 4 chambers of the heart. We are observing the blood flow, the valves, the mechanical workings of your heart. We are taking notes and we are observing before we make any changes. This is how we like to work. So just receive us as we observe and notate what is working and what could use some improvement. And most of you have very strong and solid hearts, and you would have to have this to be a light worker on your planet this day in age. Very good. And now we are going to move to the rest of your vital organs. Our team will disperse and spread out as we move into your lungs, into the abdomen, the core of your being, the stomach, the pancreas, the spleen, the appendix. We're moving into the upper and lower GI tract, including the intestines, the colon, the rectum. Taking notes, observing your physical condition and your emotional condition as the organs hold the keys to your emotions. We are going into your esophagus, your throat, into your thyroid and parathyroid gland. And now we spread it into your brains, going into your pineal gland, including the pituitary gland. We go into your entire endocrine system, including the adrenals, which are overworked as they act as filters for humans. They also filter out emotional residue, emotions, emotional abuse, and so on and so forth. And so they are quite depleted in most people. We go into the inner working of your brain, the different quadrants of the brain. And we go into your muscular skeletal system, into the lymph, into the bloodstream. Whew. We are observing the fluid along the spinal column. We go into the spinal column and observe the neurons, the synapses, the arteries, and the nerves. We go into your muscles and tendons. Whew. And we go into your skin, the largest organ of all and the biggest filtration system that you have on your bodies. We go into your eyes, the occipital nerve. We go into your ears. And we go into your psychic centers. Very good. And now we are fully involved and we are fully connected to your major organs and your physical bodies. And so we did this so that you can release things more easily, as healing is just about, for the most part, releasing trauma and past impressions from various incarnations. So we ask you to go inside your heart and your mind, and we ask you to emote. So we would like you to bring up the feeling of anger. You can think of an incident that made you angry, or think of a situation in the past that you're still holding on to the residue of that anger. But we ask that you bring up the feeling of anger and really feel it and bring it up very, very quickly. And as you do this, we are going to sweep your organs from that vibration and remove that vibration from your system. So now, thinking of anger, just bring it up. We are sweeping, 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 and now just release that anger out your mouth through the breath. Whew. We ask that you think of a person or a situation, but most likely a person who has caused you great distress and great anger in your past. We ask you to focus and concentrate on this person in your mind's eye and in your heart, and release that person and release that anger through the breath. Very good. And now we are going to go back to the first situation where you were releasing. Think of the first person or first situation that brought in anger. And we ask that you focus on this person, whether it's your father, your mother, your friend, your cousin. Focus on one individual who has caused you so much anger. And we ask that you release the entire person from your body and from all of the organs, and we will assist you with this. Release all of the hate. Release all of the disappointment. Release all of the unfairness of this interaction with this person, and release it from your breath. We ask that you fully open your body, and as you do so, we ask your highest guides, including the Arcturians, to remove any residue of the trauma caused by this person from your physical and metaphysical bodies. And be silent as we work for a few moments. And now we do the same process for situation number 2, or person number 2, the second person that you're having anger issues with. We ask that you release this person from your organs and think about this person and how they upset you, and release the trauma through your breath. You should feel lighter. We ask that you do this again. And as you do this, we will be taking the impressions and pulling them from the organs. All the deep impressions that you cannot see or feel. Release this person and the anger this person has caused you from your bodies. Very good, and please be quiet a few moments as we go in your organs and remove the impressions. Very good. This is Ion the Arcturian, and now we call in the angels, who will be doing a replacement transfusion into those organs through the blood. So this is the second step, and then there will be a third step of this process. Now we bring in Archangel Raphael. Yes, this is Archangel Raphael, and this is the second step in the process. We are going to bring in an angelic infusion of unconditional love coming from the highest state of consciousness. This infusion will be coming into your crown chakra, directly into your heart, and your blood will pump the angelic infusion out to the rest of your body and those organs that have just release the anger. And so you will be getting a new coating of love where anger used to be, where it used to take up residence. So at this time, prepare yourselves as the angels bring in the liquid infusion of love through the crown and into your heart. Receive this infusion and let this love be pumped by the blood to your vital organs and ultimately to every cell of your being. The blood is pumping this love out of the heart into the stomach, into the lungs, going into the capillaries and into the blood cells. Just receive this angelic infusion of unconditional love out of time and space. And we work with you now. And now we bring in the energy of support. Support to you, any type of support that you need, emotional, financial, physical, health support in your health, bringing in support, angelic support, bringing in implants for this into your body, bringing in unconditional love, bringing in support, bringing in joy, bringing in happiness, bringing in satisfaction and contentment, bringing in rewards for a job well done. As being a light worker on this planet at this time is a job. And now we go inside your aura and we place your team of cleansing and healing angels. We ask them to stay with you the next 7 days and to filter out and deflect any negative thought forms that come your way. It is important at this time to keep yourself clear of negativity, negative situations, negative thought forms, or any barbs that come into your field. That means if you need to stop talking to your brother for the time being or your sister for the time being because they are causing you undue stress, then do it. It is time for you to be free and clear of negativity. You need to heal yourselves. And even if that means being in your own little bubble or cocoon of healing medicine, do that until you're healed and can more effectively deal with the negativity all around you. It is the most important thing that you can do for yourself right now is to heal yourself, particularly emotionally, to heal your emotions. This is required, and it can happen the easy way or the hard way. If you're proactive about it and work on your healing with doing your meditation and your healing practices, then your ascension journey will be a lot smoother. And this is Archangel Raphael. We say adieu. Archangel Michael puts a hard egg-like shell substance around your aura to keep all of this high-vibing energy protected over the next 7 days. And now we bring in the green-hearted healers, and they have a message for you, and we'll be doing a little energy work, and we say adieu. And now the green-hearted healers come in. Wow, we are so happy to be here. It is so exciting for us, and we're really excited to work with Archangel Raphael. I can't believe it. We can't believe it. Yay! Yay! So what we're going to do today is we're going to take you to a place, a time and a place. We're going to do a timeline shift, and we're going to take you to the timeline where those people never impacted their angry words and actions on you. So think about person 1 and person 2, all the people that you had all of this anger towards. And now we ask that you just take yourselves from whatever time period that they impacted you. It could have been your childhood, it could have been yesterday. But think about all of the instances in your mind about where these 2 people impacted you negatively, and now go with us because we're going to take you to a time and place where that never happened. Yay! Here we go. And we're done. That was fast. We like to work fast and we like to make it easy. And now we are putting our energy around you. And we are bringing you so much light from the other worlds of consciousness. And we are bringing in the ability to deflect all types of situations that used to cause you emotional upset. And we are bringing in the power and the energy for you to unconditionally deflect any negativity. And instead of being angry at that person, to pray for them and to bring in unconditional love so that they can be healed. Because, as you know, when someone is acting out or being abusive or being horrible, it is just a reflection of the pain that they carry within themselves, and they are expressing it and dumping it onto the rest of the world. We are looking for a world, we are hoping for a world, we are working towards a world where people don't dump their negativity on each other anymore, and that everybody can be happy in unison and be fulfilled doing what they love to do. And we love working with you, and we're thrilled because we just came in a few months ago. We did not have access before, and now we have access to humans, and we're excited about it, and we're here to heal you, and we're going to do it. So just receive our love and our energy. We lift you. We surround you with only good, high vibrational energy, where you are unconditionally loved and supported by all of us here in the other worlds. And just relax in our energy, and we will take whatever you do not want to hold anymore. Very good. And now the channel's going to come back, and we'll talk to you again. This is the Green-Hearted Healers. Bye for now. The channel comes back. Hi, this is Donna Carroll. I'm back. So we had a little trip today. We worked with the Arcturians, who released anger and emotional turmoil. And then Archangel Raphael came in with his team and put in high, loving, beautiful energy to replace that anger. And then the Green-Hearted Healers took us to a place where we could be in the other dimensions, took us into a place where we could experience a timeline, a time and a space where that injustice never took place. So I hope you benefited from this. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, the most important thing that you can do right now is to raise your vibration. And how do we do that? We do that by releasing everything that is not unconditional love from our bodies. So release, release, release. Heal yourselves. It's the most important thing to do during this ascension journey. I wish you well. I wish you lots of support, lots of love. And I'll see you again here next week. Aloha.